Can you feel it? Can you believe it? The band is back together. There you have it. The Larry's Losers Band, all back from resting in an undisclosed tropical location. Tropical. Warm. I need something right now. You're going to hear me all sexy and growly and coffee and no voice. So excuse me if I have to cough in your face because I have some bronchitis right now. I have some bronchitis and flu and all kinds of great viral stuff. 'Tis the season, right? Yeah. So hang in there with me. Because you know why? It is the premiere of the second season. Second season. Yes. It is our second season. The Loser Talk with Lar, losing a lot more than just weight. I'm so happy to be back with you. I just am so glad that I'm able to do this. I am honored that we had such a big first season and that we're back and doing it again. And when I say we are, I'm talking about all those voices inside my head, including the Larry's Losers Band, since we've been resting from our undisclosed tropical location for a few months. Because, you know, that's really how all the big names do it. We disappear for a while, we get our mojo back, and then, listen to them. It worked. We're not an orchestra anymore. Not just an orchestra. Now they are Larry's Losers Band, and we're funkier than ever and ready to get down more than ever. So here we are. I'm so glad to be back with you. I hope you all are still with me. And remember how to get in touch with me. Follow me on Instagram at Larry's Losers 22. Facebook is The Evolution of Larry. And don't forget to ask to join our private Larry's Losers VIP group on Facebook, where we share all the latest happenings, including our loser masterclass Zooms centered all around health and wellness, all leading to weight loss and health, whatever you want it to be. It's your journey. Anyone is welcome to join in on the discussions. Please join us. I also have a website that you can follow. Go to theevolutionoflarry.com. That is theevolutionoflarry.com. And please leave your email so you can receive our loser link letter. It's a great way for us to stay connected. I lovingly call my followers losers because we're losing a lot more than just weight. 2024 was a hard year. I think if all of us look back on every year of our lives as we enter a brand new year, we would call that last year hard. It's our human nature to mostly see the dark spots. We always say, I can't wait for this year to be over. I can't wait for this to happen. Or I can't wait for this. I can't wait. We wish and wish and wait and wait and wish our lives away. for something better, always wishing for something around the corner that's going to be better, wishing our lives away. I talk about this a lot now because it bothers me. Now that I'm older, I'm trying to savor moments and trying not to live, or actually not to live like that anymore. I'm trying to be present in each moment and hold on to everything I can. 2024 had a lot of challenges for me, that's for sure. I remember sometime around February, my Wrigley, who is my Jack Russell Terrier, gave me a look one day that I didn't really like. Wrigley and I had a connection like I've never experienced before. I really can't explain it. He was my soulmate, and on January 10th, 2024, he turned 12. But in February, he gave me a look that I just couldn't shake. And I said, Wrigley, please don't do this to me. From that moment on, I noticed his mobility started to get worse. He had developed arthritis in his joints, and walking was getting harder for him. It came to a point where he would go out in his backyard, which that was his domain. He would just lay in the grass, a place where he used to run and play ball. Playing ball. You couldn't even say ball. That kid, that's all he would do is play ball. He would run and play ball all day if you let him. No wonder his joints were destroyed. That's all he ever did at full force. Chase squirrels and patrol constantly. That backyard belonged to him. He would take a few steps and lay in the grass and enjoy the sun. It was heartbreaking to watch, but I savored the time I still had with my love. You see, as I turned 40 and the HIV diagnosis, and then helping mom with dad's transition, and then ultimately helping mom with hers, the big lesson was, Larry, time to stop and put it all into perspective. So I'm definitely grateful for that big lesson. Out of all that darkness, think of all that darkness, came that huge light that showed me the way of living. Finally, living. A way of living I had never seen before. That was a brand new place that was bright and colorful. This was actually who I was, the many different colors and shades of Lar. I am now finally able to explore. Never before had I done that because I was always numb and afraid or distracted with nothingness, distracted with the grayness of the mundane of the world. You have to work and work and work and achieve for other people and be things for other people and act a certain way for other people. Not anymore. I was able to be who I am and live and savor my own life the way I want to live it. And right in those moments, I wanted it to all go so slow because I knew my Wrigley was holding on just for me. He didn't want to go, but the inevitable time was coming, and we knew it. Speaking of challenges, 2024 was also the year I had to confront my brother who was living in our family home that mom had left me to manage. She knew the challenges I would face with him being and dwelling in it, but she knew I was strong enough to do it. When she was still here with me, there were times when we would be in the car running errands, and she would say, hey, let's go up to the house, and you handle it. I can't take it anymore, so you handle it now, because it was constantly on her mind. You see, that was mom, always thinking, always worried, always anxious. She was always preoccupied with what my brother and what my sister were doing our whole lives because of their addictions and needing to be rescued from something. In the end, those days in the car, she would decide for us to not confront him. at that house because she did not want to be around to see what would happen to him after it was all over. As strong as she was, the strongest person I ever knew, she could not handle tough love with him. So she didn't, but knew I would. And when I went to our childhood home, after she was gone, the home that she and Dad worked so hard to make a homestead for all of us together. Over the years, I was beyond shocked to discover what I stumbled upon. No utilities for months. The smell of hoarding and smoke and filth and trash and open canned goods strewn about. I was so glad that Mom didn't have to witness all of what I saw and what I had to do. His addiction to drugs, to meth, has taken him so far to the depths that he thought I was the one being ridiculous, that I was the crazy one, and that how dare I do this to him? Of course, that's the card always played, the victim. They can't see beyond their sickness, the pain and hurt. His whole life has been miserable, and now he's living in a house for free, thinking he has to pay for nothing, and that will be acceptable. No responsibilities whatsoever, and I and the world should just move along. Nothing to see here. Well, adult reality doesn't work out that way. So I had to take him to court multiple times and evict him from that house. It was a nightmare. He explained to me that I was dead to him, which I was numb to because we never had a relationship our entire lives. His relationship has always been with drugs and alcohol. He finally was removed from the house and took his stuff down to the riverbank where he lived in a camper for a short time until he was removed from there because of all the trash. He's now living in his camper elsewhere in town. And the truth is, the conditions he's living in would be the same as or better than what he was living in at the house. My conscience is clear. I had to do what I had to do. It was time for our house to go. The neighbors needed peace from the terror of him and all the drug and illegal activity over the years. The stories from them and the entire town. It was definitely time to restore Mom's good name. Sell it to someone who will take care of it and have resolution for the entire town. But most of all, me. I needed that peace. As hard as it was to sell my childhood home, another piece of Mom gone. All those memories. She's not there anymore, and wherever she was always home to me. So letting that go was really something I had to do as part of my healing journey with her. Now I'm trying to create a home for me. It's interesting being an adult because things shift in an instant, and then you're out in the space of what do I do now? And sometimes you're in that space for quite some time until you get it figured out. And maybe I'll never find home again. Maybe for me now is everywhere there is a glimpse of something that sparks my soul, reminding me of home. Hummingbirds, animals, flowers, shoes. Everyone that knows me knows I love shoes and clothes and fashion and real estate and architecture, music. I could go on. My family, my niece and her husband and their 2 kids, their 3 kids. I love my family. I have them. Maybe home is where I find it in any given moment. And maybe that's been the point all along. Living in the moment and loving yourself completely. Maybe we are the home we've needed all along. Guess what happened in 2024? I'm waiting. Oh, okay. I can't hear you. This podcast was born. Larry's Losers VIP Facebook group was born. And the evolution of Larry.com. All were born in 2024. It was all pivotal for me. I left Weight Watchers and knew I needed to take my losers on our own journey, and we haven't looked back. There have been some growing pains, some difficult moments for me that I've taken personally when lots of my supporters left me, but it has all been a learning process. I know that we will still grow. The universe always guides me in the right direction. I am doing what I should be doing. This is what I love. I hope that I can help lift at least one person up, and I know my losers lift me constantly. They always have. So then September came. God, the dreaded month of September. Mom's anniversary month. She left on Labor Day, which was September 6th, 2021. Wrigley had developed a weird nosebleed during the summer. His left nostril would bleed. I mean, when I say bleed, anyway, I was hysterical. I didn't handle it well, but we treated it as allergies with this heavy antibiotic and made the bleeding go away. So out of sight, then yay. But I knew. I didn't want to know. So a few weeks would go by after his antibiotics would be gone, and he would have an episode of a massive nosebleed. I mean, we're talking CSI scene in my living room. So I'd call the vet. Oh, Larry, you're overreacting. It's just a nosebleed. He's fine. They'd reassure me. Treat it again with antibiotics. It goes away. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. He's not fine. It's not just a nosebleed. It's not just allergies. I knew all of this, but I just couldn't. And what was the point in really knowing? There was nothing we could have done. I was trying to hold on to him as long as I could. Sorry, this is so hard. So Labor Day weekend came, and oh my God, it was horrific. I live in a ghost town, and there's no vets open for emergencies. So, of course, Wrigley on Sunday night starts writhing in pain. Oh, my God, it was horrible. I couldn't deal. I called my Brandy, my niece, at midnight, crying hysterically. He was rolling back and forth and moaning. I was trying to calm him. I just can't explain how bad it was. I called my old vet, which was out of town, and left a voicemail with the call center. And a doctor called me right back and asked what meds I had on hand. And I ended up giving him an extra dose of gabapentin. I should have given him more. You know, there's lots of things I should have done looking back. Because that dose really didn't do much for him. Anyway, we made it through Sunday night. Monday day was better. He didn't do much. He was tired. We were both tired. We spent the day, as always, snuggled up together. But then Monday night was back at the same horrific writhing. No vet, because it was a holiday. In the morning, I knew I'd have to say goodbye to my baby. No more pain. So I called the vet first thing. I held him as they delivered the medicine. I mean, do you even call it that, medicine? I guess so, because it took away the pain. I didn't realize how much weight he had lost until I saw pictures of him afterward. It's amazing how caught up in the denial I was. But God damn it, that is my child. And here is cancer again, taking my love, just like it had Mom. And talk about Mom, my God, right after her anniversary. She left September 6th. He left September 3rd. His passing brought so much back for her and brought so much up from her that I needed to deal with. He was here that night after she left. I came home to him. I wanted to come home to the comfort of him. I always wanted the comfort of him, just like I did her. and now they both are gone. That is a lot to deal with. And here I am. He was my home after she had left. Now he is gone. Where is my home? Excuse me. The weeks and months after I wandered around in a fog, I still am in a fog, but I feel my path is clearing. I drifted away from this podcast, from life during the summer because I needed to spend more time with Wrigley and honestly, more time with me. I needed to figure out how I fit into all this, or basically, how do I fit in to this without their missing pieces? It's a long road ahead and a lot of sorting through emotions. But the good news is I now sort through those emotions instead of trying to eat or drink them away. So when you think of home, what comes to your mind? Are you secure in your vision of home? Dorothy was searching for it as she clicked her heels 3 times. E.T. was searching, just trying to phone home so they could come pick him up. Remember E.T.? E.T. phone home. I wish I could do it. I can't even talk. We all need to feel the safety and security of home. That doesn't mean a roof and a physical place to be. Although, hello, yes, please. Safety and security, I've learned over these years, comes from the actual part of knowing who I am, trusting me, loving me, even the darkness, loving the whole adventure that is Lar, and not being afraid anymore. I think I'm starting to realize that I've been home all alone. What will help you find your home? Now, until next time, I will leave you with some words of wisdom. Home isn't where you're from. It's where you find light when all grows dark. Discover your light. Shine it bright from within. That's called self-love. And it's the key to the ultimate health and happiness. Thanks so much for listening. Love you all.